Hello, and welcome to Educ8's Explainer video. My name is Davis Carbo. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Educ8, and today I'm going to be running through important details like what we do, who we are, our team, and our process. So let's go ahead and jump in. Now, what we do, we are a training development agency that helps small to medium-sized businesses increase employee efficiency, retention, and production by implementing a fully customized employee training library and LMS. Our all-in-one service and software solution eliminates the hassle, cost, and time of developing training from scratch, which streamlines the entire employee training process. When we're talking about what we do, we really like to be clear about who this is for. So this is for people, if you're tired of having unorganized, ineffective employee training, you're unsure how to improve, centralize, and standardize your employee training systems, you're tired of your employee spending countless hours training the new team members instead of actually driving revenue for your business, you're unsure that your new employees are proficient and actually capable of performing their job, and you have operational bottlenecks that are causing issues growing and scaling your business. And lastly, you're overwhelmed finding the right person, company, employee to handle your company training. Now, if this does sound like you, I want you to imagine just what it would look like if all of these challenges were solved. Imagine a well-organized and centralized training library that features custom-built, highly effective training courses, clear visibility into your employees' learning paths and training progress, significant time and effort savings from your team each month, an intuitive LMS system that allows for seamless management of employee training, assurance that your employees are developing the right skills, elimination of operational bottlenecks enabling you to scale your business, and then the peace of mind knowing you have a dedicated team behind you that can handle all of this for you. Now, what that leads to is a fully operational employee training system, and I'm going to outline the exact steps that we guide you through to be able to get you there. Now, the first part of this is understanding the scope and hours. So as an agency, we utilize a retainer model that has a flat hourly rate. So you have the flexibility to determine the number of hours that we work each month. You can always scale this up or scale this down depending on your guys' needs. And this really also depends on the amount of materials we're working on, your time frame, and a lot of other details that we figure out during this scope and hours process. Then we move on to onboarding. And during the onboarding process, we assign your team and set you up on our training and backend portal. So this is so you have the communication, you can see all of the progress of your training materials and everything else. And we have it in one central portal for you as our clients that you can manage this from. Along with that, we assign your team. So let's jump into that. Now, the Educ8 team is made up of 4 main roles, and this can mix or match depending on what exactly you're needing developed. But the project manager is someone who obviously manages the project to make sure that everything's moving along proficiently. We have a graphic designer who designs everything. This could be videos, this could be course titles, images, anything that needs to be designed. We have the graphic designer to help us with that. We have the content developer, so that's the role that actually builds the content. And then we have the walkthrough developer, and that is something I'll be able to touch on a little bit in the presentation, but depending on your needs for the course, we can mix and match this team together. Now, alongside that, during the onboarding process is that you'll also gain access to the necessary forms to initiate the development or optimization process. Really what we mean with that is when we're looking at your training materials, we're either going to optimize, which means that we improve upon pre-existing training materials, or we develop, which is we develop training materials from scratch. So we meet with a lot of companies that have 100 videos and that's how they train their people. And then they need more training materials created. So we can take those videos and build upon them and make them into something new. And then if they have new objectives, new materials that they need, we can develop those from scratch as well. So based off of the form that you guys fill out during the onboarding process, and you can fill these forms out multiple times, that's how we know what to build. And that actually moves us into the next 3 steps, which are actually phases. So our process for building custom training courses consists of 3 phases. And depending on your hours and objectives, we can either develop one course at a time, or we can develop multiple courses at the same time. And so I'm going to actually jump into what each of these phases are, phase 1, 2, and 3. So phase 1 is strategy. So in phase 1, we develop a strategic plan for creating your training courses. Depending on the course's complexity, we offer a range of services to make sure we design the most effective approach for an impactful learning experience. And so I'll be able to actually jump into what the services of phase 1 look like. We always like to mind map. Mind mapping gives us a macro view of the material rather than something that's just in like a Google Doc where it's really kind of hard to see everything, how everything ties together. Like that macro view is really important. So we mind map whether we're mind mapping your materials that you have now and we need to understand it really well, or we're creating a mind map of how we would develop something from scratch. We also do interviews. So this could be student interviews or this could be subject matter expert interviews. Whatever you guys need when you need us to dive into the material, we can offer these interviews as part of the phase 1. And then this typically only relates to optimization if we're taking materials and making them better, because we can offer a SWOT analysis where we can analyze the material's strengths, opportunities, weaknesses, and threats, and we provide you guys with an outline of the SWOT analysis. So before we start mapping the kind of suggested course or the new materials, we can really understand how to make the materials you have better. So that concludes everything in phase 1. Now in phase 2, this is where we actually put pen to paper and we do the development based on what we actually learned during phase 1. So we offer a diverse range of services to create your courses and your materials. Really, we like to say you choose, we develop, and this is essentially an a la carte with some things being required and then some things being a la carte where you can add it if you want to, based off of what you guys are really needing in your materials and your training materials. Everything starts with written content. So we want to make sure that the written content is the base of each of the courses that we build so that students can always reference back to it. You can always improve upon and build upon written material, but written material is really a good starting spot. And this is written lessons, scripts, slides, and much more. Now, something that makes us unique in our approach is that we can actually increase retention of material from the average 10 to 25% up to 75 and 90%. And the way that we do this is by adding in feedback loops into the training and into the LMS. And those feedback loops are actually done through video submissions. And so to prompt the student on how to actually submit a video and what to do in the video to make sure that they're understanding the information best and maybe even demonstrating what they learned in the information, we help develop the video prompts. It's something that isn't 100% necessary. We can create courses without the video feedback loops, but we really suggest using video feedback loops because it increases the retention a ton. Additionally, we create quiz questions and flashcards that we can tie into the LMS. We have a resource center that can host all of your materials and resources for each training course. This makes it super helpful in case you have different things that you want to add into, but it doesn't necessarily fit into the training materials themselves. This could be call recordings or examples or case studies, something that doesn't necessarily fit into the training, we can always put into the resource center. We also can create videos from scratch, whether that be training videos, introduction videos, announcement videos, anything that you guys need video wise, whether that's something that you guys have already filmed and we're editing or that we need to make using AI models, whatever you guys need, we can build. This is one of my favorite things in our phase 2, which is software walkthroughs. Anytime you need to guide a student or an employee to use a software or to go online to do something, whether it be registering or figuring something out online with some type of software or program, this works really well because we can create step-by-step software walkthroughs for that guide them through how to use the software. Now, we also can add in pre and post evaluations where we can basically test them at the beginning and end with the same questions and see, according to data, how much they're retaining. We also develop all of the course visuals. So we take a lot of pride in the design of not just the platform, but of the training materials themselves. And so we have professional designers that can create all of the course visuals like the course cover, lesson covers, banners, slides, infographics, etc. Now, once we've gone through the scope and hours onboarding phase 1, 2, then we move into phase 3, which is migration, where we transfer everything we've developed into your actual training library. We take the careful steps to make sure your training platform is fully ready for action. So what that means, as I mentioned, we migrate everything. So we put everything that we've done, we're the ones that do the heavy lifting and put it in, and then we white label it as well. So this is huge because We don't have Educate everywhere on the platform. We white label it to your company, so it's your branding, your colors, everything. Email configurations as well, taglines, logos, URLs, everything is your library. Then once your training courses are fully developed, we move into launch, and this is where we set you up with your white labeled LMS, allowing you to manage your students seamlessly and integrate the training into your business. And what that means is using the trainer portal, where it's a custom portal separate from students. This is where you can monitor your training library. You can view student progress and data. You can actually see the percentages of where people are at and for which courses. If students ask questions, you can answer them directly using the portal. This is where you can also view all of the course content in one central place. You can watch the student video responses if you do decide to add in the video responses, and you can give custom feedback to your students. So this is the magic of working with Educate, is the video feedback loops, right? To where you can give them feedback and they can go through the training. Once you've gone through the scope and hours, the onboarding, phase 1, 2, and 3, and then launch, at that point, you have a fully operational employee training system. And so I just want to clarify on what exactly that means. This means having a library of custom built training courses that you can edit, improve upon, and consistently add to. And I say you can edit, but as the service, that's what we do to help make your lives easier. Course hosting on proprietary LMS training platform, so fully white labeled for your brand. So you have your own library that is customized to you guys. We're always adapting and building into that LMS and making it better with each month. A platform and partner that focuses on implementing the best education techniques and practices. So we don't just like to shoot in the wind and hope something works. We really like to take a strategic and data-driven approach to how we're building training. A custom training portal to monitor student progress, assess content, and provide custom feedback, and much more. So having that portal to where you manage everything from one place is super helpful, and we can create multiple portals based off of however many trainers that you guys need at your company. A simple and dependable system for creating high-quality training materials. So taking out all of the guesswork of, okay, what am I going to build? How am I going to build it? Using Educate's service in our 3 phases to really develop training and have it on a conveyor belt system where and you can track everything. It works really well tied with the LMS. It's a powerful combination. And then really the most important part is having a dedicated partner that understands your business and is committed to helping you grow with the use of educational materials. So as we do this, we really get a sense of who you guys are and where you're looking to go and how the training is going to impact that. So we make suggestions in a way where a fractional CLO, a chief learning officer, where we implement into your business to really take care of all of your training needs in LMS. We're there to help you as your business grows and develops. So that is Educate. That's what we do. If this aligned with what you guys are looking for and looking to learn about Educate, then we'd love to talk. If this doesn't seem like a good fit, no worries. I appreciate you taking the time to be here and go through the presentation. So that's it. Thanks.